Okay.
Yeah, we're starting.
Have?
You getting ready? Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
As soon as YouTube tells me it's good.
Okay.
And there we go. Finally, The Rock has come back. No, man.
Okay.
No, that's not how it goes. All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Jedi Academy with yours truly, Ranger J 1999, welcoming you guys into another fun-filled show of happiness, morning dew, sunshine, and hot pokers up our butts. All right, if you're new to the show, it's pretty simple. This is a Q&A show, and we're here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to answer your questions about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the mobile game brought to you by Capital Games. And it's pretty simple. We've created a panel of folks to come on here, and I'll introduce them here as they come in, or if they're here now. We'll get to that in a second. But all you need to do is put your questions into the chat. Now, there is a format that we use when we're doing this show, and it's very important that you listen and follow this because I won't see your questions if you don't. We got a lot of people watching. We got a lot of questions. If you want to have your question answered, put the word question in front of your actual question statement when you put it into the chat. If you don't, I will not see it. I use Nightbot as a filtering tool. We use the word question as an actual filtering word so I can see all the questions. So if you would like that, if you like your question answered, put it in the chat. Make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question statement, and then it'll get scooped up. Now, it would behoove you to get your questions sooner rather than later. I just try to get you guys in the habit of doing that because there are times when we do Jedi Academy, even when we go for longer than 2 hours, and we usually do about 2 hours, we can't keep up with the questions. So that's not to worry. Sometimes people ask questions that you're thinking about, things of that nature. So get your questions in, and you'll be good. All right. The other thing for we start getting to the other rigmarole is hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you like the content we're doing here at RSG. Think about becoming a Patreon sponsor. It helps us keep the channel and everything else that we're doing rocking and rolling. So feel free to do that. Anything else? Blah blah blah. Blee boobly bloobly bleebly blobby.
I think that's about it.
Blabity blobby. Blobby. All right. Let's introduce everybody now that we've introduced ourselves and just get to know each other. Of course, we've got the blunder from down under, the man, the myth, the legend, the Foster's lover himself, Heinzie.
Wouldn't say lover. Coper. When it comes
Addict.
to no, definitely not addict. That stuff is trash. That stuff's trash. Good morning, guys.
So's
Morning, everyone.
math, but people are still addicted to it.
I'm not addicted to it. Everyone's addicted to watching me drink it. That's a whole different problem. But morning, Ranger. Morning, everyone out there. Hey, skewers. Hope you're well. Gaming Geek. Hello, mate, friend. It's nice to meet you. I haven't spoken to you yet. So, yeah. All good, guys. I hope everyone's well.
I'm not well. I've only had a few hours sleep.
Yeah, you look like you're in struggle town a bit, mate. So
yeah,
I'll keep you online, mate. We'll be right.
I know,
right.
There's some the questions. Put in.
Hey, but can I say one thing quickly, right?
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
all you guys in the US that have been asleep over the last few hours, I hope you had a good rest. But while you guys have been asleep, down here in Australia, it's been sort of in the early evening, and we've had a sporting event happen while you guys have been asleep. I want to congratulate for any Australians out there, if you know what I'm talking about. I want to congratulate the Melbourne Demons who actually had their first win, and they won the big dance, the championship, while you guys have been asleep for the first time in 57 years. So. Congratulations to any Melbourne Demons and supporters and stuff out there. If you're out there, guys, great effort, fantastic match, and well deserved. So,
did a great job. You did a great job.
Yeah, nailed it. But, no, crazy, man. It's crazy.
Nice.
Still on cloud nine. Had a great night last night, and still not right yet. I'm still giddy.
Yeah, if you didn't see yesterday, we had the man, the myth, the legend, SB Crumb on the Heinzie stream, and it was fantastic. A lot of great questions between Heinzie and Grid, and just had a great time. And so if you want to go check that out, go watch the Heinzie stream over on Hoinsy's channel, the Galactic Legend Heinze. I mean, I wouldn't say all that about Heinze, but he does have a channel, and that's the name of it. And
Well, I gotta say it because no one else does.
yeah,
I figure if I say it, then someone might believe it.
sure.
Oh, my head's
I mean, if you
died.
say
Hang
stuff,
on, I'll be right back. Sorry, I'll be right back.
Yeah, say it as much as you want, man. It's the way it works. All right. Also join us. It's been a while. We've got the Gaming Geek. What's going on, partner?
Nothing much, just college, really. That's been keeping me from this.
Oh, well, trust me, I know about those days. Yes, college. Yes, the GAC Whisperer 2 is in college doing his stuff right now. So there's quite a few people that are doing degrees of various levels and very much understand. So that's all right. You don't have to explain yourself. Since you said school, I'm like, yeah, that's more important than a game. Always. Fight me on that.
I have been farming. I have all the First Order up to Relic. I'm just farming ships right now.
Yeah. That's totally cool, man. Yeah. I'm glad to see that you're in school. Hopes everything's well. Your grades suck. Gaming will beat the crap out of you because I don't put up with that. Hey, if this idiot can graduate with an A average, then anybody can. So that's all I got to say. And I had a business and marketing degree. Trust me. Analytics. Finance. Just the numbers. I'm having a conniption just thinking about them. Oh God! All right, so, get your questions in. I can see people are already doing it already. Let me make sure that Nightbot is working. So let's do a test. Hello, Nightbot. Hello, Ranger. I can't allow you to do that, you son of a. All right. We are good. Yay! Questions are coming in. Yay! Huzzah! Happy days. All right, we usually start off the show by just giving our thoughts and acknowledgments or what's on our mind for the game this week. We'll start with you, Gaming Geek. What's on your mind this week about the game, man? What's got you think? What are you thinking about? Or not thinking about? Angry, happy, whatever.
Honestly, I'm pretty I don't have a Galactic Legend. I'm about to get one. I'm not going to go for another one forever, basically, because as soon as Star Wars, what was the other mobile game that was coming out in December? I forget. The arena one,
Hunters?
third person? Yeah, Hunters. As soon as Hunters comes out, I'm probably going to drop Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes because it's just really boring, to be honest.
I wouldn't drop it, but that's up to you.
If Hunters survives, I might just play that more than Galaxy of Heroes, to be honest.
Because, I still have... Hunters looks cool, and I love the... I still haven't seen a gameplay yet. That's the thing. I'm like, where's the gameplay? It's just, what kind of game is it? I mean, in detail, can I see the gameplay and stuff before, Yeah. I mean, I'm interested about that game, too, but there's been other Star Wars mobile games and stuff that have come along the way that, that it's like, okay. But, I'd say wait till it drops and see how it is. But no, I would play, definitely. Yeah, absolutely, before you give up. When you give up Galaxy Heroes, that's cool. But I'd probably wait a little bit before I do that. Just a little bit. All right. So that's from Game Geek Heinze. What's on your mind there, Heinze?
Oh, mate, where do we start?
So much stuff.
Yeah, we had a. I mean, we learned heaps. I mean, we know that Conquest. They know that there's things not right with it. It needs to be fixed, and they're aware of that. We look like we're going to get more stuff down the pipeline in the next couple of months, which is cool.
Yeah.
So we learnt that really quickly. We learned a heck of a lot, which is good. I mean, I'm loving how that they're definitely more communicative. I mean, we were complaining last year that it was just zero communication. It's just been a complete about face again now.
Yeah.
And to be fair, they probably need to at the moment. There's certainly some negativity out there, and they need to come out on the front foot and alleviate those concerns, because there's certainly a large pocket of it in that case. But look, I mean, from our chat yesterday that we had on the stream, I'm definitely more positive going forward over the next few months that things are certainly going to improve again. And they definitely need to do that. So,
I mean, Ingo, listen, I'm in the know about a lot of things. I mean, and of course, a lot of stuff I can't talk about, but, they care about, what you guys think, and they care about the health of the game. They care about, making a good product, I mean, they're aware of everything that you guys are saying. Trust me. They, Crumb said it last night on your stream. He watches everything. He sees everything. Doge is the same way too. They pick up on this stuff, and then, there's conversations happening. What they're gonna do. We'll see. Yeah. And then
but that's what I mean. But I mean, just being proactive and coming out and saying hi and just communicating and being around, then we know for sure that they do care. I mean, we assume they did. But, I don't think they outwardly come out enough lately and been on that front foot. And I think, that's a really refreshing side of things to see. I really enjoyed that side of it because we got to see them more on a personal level, which, we want to engage more with the guys that make the game that we love. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah. So, the more opportunities to do that, we should never knock them around for it. We should be encouraging it and seeing more of it.
Yeah, I think in the past, especially if you think about through 2019 and 2020, right? The thing that caused me to rant more than anything is that they would do stuff and then we weren't talking with them. The game changer program had gone away. There was no communication other than the forums and maybe the Q&A forums. That Q&A. That was it. That we weren't getting much in the terms of interactions or anything like that, and that was the most frustrating thing. So, whether they did something positive or negative, right? That we had no way of talking with them, and so, I mean, that was the thing that drove me up the wall, and I would cuss a lot. It's like, we had no way of understanding what they were trying to think about this stuff. So I'm glad to see Crumb and Doge and them are out there doing stuff in the community. And it's refreshing to see. Now you may not like what they have to say, and I mean I'm sure people would want love for Crumb to come out and tell, oh well, this is coming out next month, and the month after this is this, and that's not how it works, folks. All right, you have to understand they're not going to talk about stuff in the future. I'm not going to talk about stuff in the future. I'm just not. I mean, you can ask all you want. I'm not going to give you any hints or anything like that because. The biggest reason why I always say that is one, there's still a lot of stuff that's being worked on that's not finalized. And, and I've seen it from companies before where they've put out stuff and then it didn't get delivered. And then it's a very negative impact on the community and the game in general. So until they're ready, they'll let us know. Crumb,
It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't approach. I mean, that's the thing, because either you come out and then something goes wrong and then you get absolutely, roasted for it, or you don't come out enough and you do your job and then you're copping it on the other side. Why aren't you talking to us more? Don't you care? So
don't you care about us? This company doesn't care about us. All they care about is making money. And they do care about making money. I mean, I understand that. I mean, if the game wants to survive, it has to make money. Lots of it. So. But I think, they're aware of everything, guys. Conversations, I'm sure, are happening, and there'll be responses. He talked about Conquest last night. Looking at everything, and especially after the next Conquest, they're maybe making changes, and couldn't get into details.
It's rough. We knew it was rough.
Yeah.
We now know that they know that it's rough.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And that's, that's something that we assume or hope, but we never 100% know. We now know that, okay, we know there's an inherent problem. We know that you're not happy about the way that's playing out. We know that it's too grindy, and we're going to look at making changes to it. That's all you want to hear. Yeah. Move on. It's the more that you don't hear about things like that, you think that, geez, is there a bigger problem we don't know about? You know what I mean? It's a case of trying to find that balance, which is very, very difficult, no doubt. But I was really, really, really impressed with what I heard yesterday. And a lot of those questions didn't have to be answered, but they were, and that was great. Yeah.
I thought they were, they were well answered. Yeah. All right. I'm just getting set up here. Look, well, look what the cat dragged in, bright and early. It's the, I don't know if he's ready. Okay, he's getting his mic. All right, I'll give a play-by-play. He's getting his mic.
Why wouldn't I be ready?
I don't know. You I don't know if you're ready or not. Like ready. I
thought I was late.
You are late. It's 9/7.
You ain't set up yet. You just said.
I lied.
Yes. So good.
Look, everybody. It's a sexy lightsaber builder himself, Sir Loki. What's going on,
guys?
partner?
Good morning. Good morning.
How are
Morning,
you
buddy.
doing this fine morning, sir?
I'm feeling good. I'm
Yeah.
feeling really good.
Yeah.
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 Good job on the stream last night, Heinzie and Ranger. That was
Yeah, thanks, man. It
good.
was a lot of fun.
That was all Heinz and Grid. I just was there in the background making strange noises and voices, so I didn't really do much last night. But yeah, and Heinz, you did very well in GAC. I was very, very impressed, Heinz. I was like, I can't believe this. Look at Heinz actually kicking that ass in GAC. I was like, well.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe it. I was like,
New side of me.
Yeah.
Whack, wacky, whack. Mind you, it wasn't the defense wasn't anything to write home about. In my opinion, it was pretty cheap.
No, it's an
on the
efficiency
board,
battle. We've been seeing more of that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, I don't think we scored under. I think 57. Most of them were 59s or 60s. So that
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah. So all good in the hood. Okay. So I can see questions are coming in. They're coming in good, solid, pure. Just checking some stuff here real quick. Blah 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 blah. All right, we're ready for some questions. Let's do it. Let's go, guys. Do a great job. We're gonna do it. All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to get everything lined up here. Why is this not? Okay, there we go. That's good. Nightbot's up there. And yep, I see everybody in there. Hello to everybody in the chat. Tilo's in there. Wolfell, Tumblo, the man with the best friend in the business. Who else? Let me just shout out a few people here. Epic Phils. Says it was a boring conversation anyway. Hello there. Great Star Wars reference. Buongiorno to Federico. What else in 3 Gundam? Some turd named Heinz's in the chat. Gundam Liger, Utah, Lorelai. Hey, Lorelai. Anybody else? No, there's a few. Just a few quick shout outs to everybody in the chat. All right, get your questions in. We're gonna rock and roll. Let's do this. Oh, the train engineer just popped in. Choo choo. All right. Let's see. First question from Telomad of all people. There's this question: how do you like Visions, and if so, what character, if any, would you want to see, would you want in the game? I don't want to answer this because it would be spoilery. But I can say, and I think we all can. Heinz, I don't know if you got to watch Visions. You said you were going to do it last night.
I was, and then sport got in the way, so I'm going to do it tomorrow morning with Monkel. I couldn't get there in the end.
That's
today.
all right.
I've seen number 1 though, and I love what I see so far.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen all the episodes, and I watched them sub, not dubbed. I have to go back and watch them dubbed because I'm just interested. I mean, the voice actors are too good for me not to go listen to that. I'm not a big fan of dubs, but sub, I always love it watching it because I'm a big anime junkie guy. I thought they were great. Now, the ones that I thought were better than the others was 1, 4, 5, and number 9. Those were the 4 that I really enjoyed. I think 5 is my favorite. That's the 9th Jedi. I think it was sick. I mean, that one was so good. Man, was that good. Gaming Geek, you seen them?
Yes, I've seen all of them.
Okay, what was your opinion on them? Without spoiling anything, like which ones did you like? Which ones?
I wish they were longer.
I know,
Definitely
right?
that, and like multi-episode per studio.
Yeah.
I hated the second one.
Really, you didn't like that one? I thought that one was kind of
I
cute.
didn't.
I thought that was kind of funny.
It was so bad.
All right, that's all right. Hey, it's subjective. I totally respect it. All right.
I honestly, I didn't care for the I forget which one it was, but the robot kid one.
Oh
I didn't care for that
yeah.
one. I
Yeah,
didn't care for
that was
at all.
that was different. I kind of understand what they were doing there, and it was different. But I can see why that might not be one of your favorites. That's cool. All right.
I loved the duel, the one with the
duel-
old man.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was a good one too.
sick.
Which one? No, that was number 8. Yeah, I forgot about number 8. That was a really good one too. That's the one where they go to the planet. Yeah, okay. That one was really good too. So I'll have to throw that one in there. That was super badass too.
Let me pull up the episode list just so
Yeah, I just remember 4 was phenomenally good. 5 was my favorite. Yeah, I forgot about number 8. Number 8 is that one, and then number 9 is I think is the Acolyte.
7 is the elder, and
Uh,
then 8 is the one with the bunny chick.
Yeah, and people, I mean, I like that one. I thought that was really good. That one had a lot of heart to it, man. That was an emotional one, dude. I really respected that one.
It was cool. I just didn't think they would.
No,
have
it's not as good as the
a
other
full-on
ones.
furry in the in the episode. I didn't think that was a species in Star Wars. I guess I'm wrong.
There's all kinds of species, and it's fun. It's anime. It's the way they do stuff. I didn't have a problem with it. No, that one wasn't on the top of the list. I forgot about number 7. So 7 was really good too. 9 was really good as well.
I was really confused on the first one of the era it took place in, because you've seen stuff like different armor, and I was thinking, is this after one of the trilogies or before?
I don't think it really matters. I think they just took it from a slice of from whatever and made it whatever timeline or faction they wanted to, and I was fine with it. There was no big references to like canon or anything, and I don't know if these are canon. I don't think these are canon.
No, they're not. They're not.
Yeah, that first one with that that umbrella man. Oh my god,
reminds me of the Inquisitor.
Oh my
so much.
god, yeah, but it was dope, man.
It was pretty cool.
That chick, man, did she pull that out? I was like, y'all are going to die, and yeah. Loki, you saw visions, I'm assuming. You're muted, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I think I like the same episodes that you did. The Ninth Jedi, and then I actually like the bunny one. So
I thought it was really good, man. It had a lot of emotion.
And then the twins. I like that one too.
You like the twins one, yeah. So people are up and are like split on that one, because I mean that is straight up shonen. That is Dragon Ball Z ridiculousness. It's just like if you watch DBZ, or any of these ridiculous, some of these shonens where, yes, they're in space. It doesn't matter. They're so powerful that oxygen doesn't matter. It's just like it is what it is. It's just there for the entertainment value of it.
In that one, I was so pissed they screwed up that line.
Don't say anything.
I'm not saying it. But I was so pissed.
But yeah, I loved. I thought they were really done. There was some number 2 and the Robot Kid one. I thought they were good, but they weren't as good as these other ones. I mean, for 5 men, I'd love to see them do some kind of show with that. I mean, that was unbelievable. That one had twist in it. I was like, get the hell out of here. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. That was dope. Totally dope. Yeah. It was so good.
Pretty awesome.
Yes. Lorelai says, do they say what past anime shows each group has created per show? I don't. I'm sure they listed it somewhere. And then Lorelai says, my daughter got me hooked on anime. Yeah, anime is phenomenal. I mean, it is. I mean, there's a lot. Let's be honest. There's a lot of garbage anime out there. There really is. If you ever want to know, Dragon Ball. So here's the thing with Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is it's a classic. But you watch Dragon Ball because you want to see some crazy fights. You don't watch it for like something like a more recent one like Jujutsu Kaisen, which is definitely in my top 20, I think it might be in my top 10 now, because it's only had one season. The first season was ridiculous, and I've read the manga through 160. I need to catch up on the chapters. I usually read them in bulk. But that one, yeah, the fights are sick, but the story is phenomenal. These long-term running shonen and isekais and slice of lives. There's something for everybody there that are really good. But there's a lot of crap out there that I'm just like, don't watch that. It's bad. The story is bad. The characters are bad. It's just bleh. And they put so much of it out that you have to really, give something a shot. I always should watch about 2 to 3 episodes and get a sense of like, is this, pulling me in, or is this like, I've seen something like this before, or what are you doing that's different, that kind of thing. So yeah, I love it. All right, so let's get to some questions. Visions. If you haven't checked it out, please do. I'm telling you guys, you will absolutely love it. I'm waiting for Heinz to watch and just squeal. I can't wait to see.
No, I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. But one thing I also want to see, I know it's not anime, but one thing I'd really like to see actually is like the whole What If series that Marvel's done.
That's Star Wars so good too. We haven't even talked about that. Yeah, but I don't want to spoil that either.
That'd be sick.
That would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
they
I'd
would
love to see it for Star Wars.
Something like that.
There's already something like that where It's an old comic. It's like an old Star Wars comic. So am I allowed to like say what like?
Well, yeah. What If series is from? Yeah, go ahead.
It's basically Darth Vader. He doesn't die and he joins the rebellion and he gets this white. His suit is like white fully.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's really cool.
There's just so many different angles that a series like that could take that's non-canon. I just think that would be
it's just asking the question like, what if this had, oh my God, yeah. What if the rebels?
Luke had fallen down the Sarlacc pit and not Boba. Stuff
what
like
if
that.
the rebels had not succeeded in Rogue One? Those would be great questions.
What if Mace Windu wasn't thrown out the window? Stuff like that. It'd be cool.
They can even go into older timeline. What if the Old Republic lost the hyperspace war?
What if Bastila couldn't mind wipe Revan?
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
Those are some really good stuff there. So I'd love to see it. I mean, I love the Marvel What Ifs. I'm not going to talk about them here because they just finished and people haven't seen them yet. So
yeah,
we usually give 2 to 4 weeks on stuff before we get into it. If you guys want to ask questions later on. So all right, Kundum Liar question: what would it take to have Heinze do the truffle shuffle?
Oh my God!
No.
Okay, so I don't want to get Ranger and RSG banned. Okay, that's not
please.
fair.
I'm not. We can't show.
That's
skin.
a gratuitous amount of nudity, and if you want to see it, go to Heinze fans. Check that out. You can see it all you like.
Chili. No. All right. Next question from Gundam Liger again. It says, question: anyone else find the Mary Poppins moment in the first Visions episode ridiculous? No, I didn't find it ridiculous.
It was fine because it was anime.
Yeah, anime. It's anime. It's meant to be that way. It's not. I mean, that's what anime is supposed to be. Is so over the top, right? And that's what makes it so good. Is that you just don't care because it's so sick good. You're just like that one completely threw me off. I mean, when that dude's lightsaber was red, I was like, oh snap. I was like, what have we got here? I didn't care, man. I loved it. I thought it was brilliant, man. I love that kind of stuff. And there's a twist in anime. Yeah. I mean, it's fantasy. It's it's art, and it doesn't bother me whatsoever. So I love Marvel.
That's the right place to do it. I mean, let's be honest. I think that if you can just completely take everything you know about Star Wars and just run this completely separate, this is the perfect vehicle to do that at this point in time. So go nuts, bring it.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Now get your questions in, guys. Remember the format. Make sure you put the word question for your actual question statement. You can see that there are examples of that in the chat already. So just follow that and you will be good to go. If you don't, I will not see your question. All right. What else? Any 3 questions? So Crumb knows everything and sees everything. Does he by chance dye his beard white on December, deliver presents to children around the world? Dun, dun, dun. How. Well, yeah.
No, instead of delivering presents, he opens up your wallet and takes out cash.
He's got the hair for it.
He's the anti-Claus.
No. I'm jealous. Why do I keep having to get guests with hair and beard and stuff? I've got to fix that.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. All right, Wolfo question: with the death mark feet still bugged with Darth Revan, should they give everyone those tickets, especially after they said it was fixed? Now it costs more crystals to do other feats to make up those 15 tickets. I'm actually okay with you saying that. I think they should, because that one. I mean, this is the second time it's been done. Give us the tickets, for that feat, because. Well, what they may argue back is that you can do it with another team. I did it with a team with Death Trooper, and this did, against the. If you can't beat that feat, and I think this is Sector 5, what I did is I went against the mini boss, the Phoenix team, and you go in there with I think we went in there with Jedi Master Luke and a few other characters. I can't remember what they were, but we just kept death marking. Ahsoka Fulcrum, and I did it in 2-3 turns. I got the amount that I needed, so they may fire back that you can still beat it, but I do agree that not being able to use Darth Revan is a huge pain in the ass for that feat. It sucks, but I think there should be some compensation, Heinze. If I mean, there's only 3 characters that apply death mark.
So no, two. Sorry, no, two, isn't it? So yeah, there's only Darth Revan and there's only Death Trooper. We get Trent on us in the challenge pit with the piggy. That's where I got confused.
Yeah.
But it's when you've only got one character to do one feat, and you got to do it 14 times. It's pretty rough, especially when we were told that you were going to have two characters to lighten the load a bit.
Yeah,
it's not great.
I agree.
I don't think they're going to give you the tickets at this point while the conquest is running. That's the problem. Logistically, I don't even know if that's possible. Yeah. So that poses a problem, to be fair. So how they solve that will be quite difficult. I don't think they can just add, the tickets at the end on the prize box. I just don't think it's tooled that way to be able to do that.
No. Well, just some kind of compensation. They've done compensation in the past. Hey, sorry for the inconvenience. Here's some stuff. Equivalent. I would be fine with that.
Or something. I think that's probably appropriate. I think that's probably all logistically. It's going to be the easiest way to be done.
Yeah.
But I think that's really all you're going to get this time. And they got to fix it this time.
Yeah.
They're going to run that feed anyway.
Yeah. It is what it is. Hey, look who joined us. He's awesome. He's Calvin. He's Calvin awesome. And he's muted.
Happy Saturday morning to
Happy
you guys.
Saturday to you, sir. How are you this fine Saturday morning?
I'm doing really good. Having some slight technical issues with my computer, but overall I'm good.
Well, we can hear you, and that's all that matters. So, if you can get your pretty face on the camera, that's fine. If not, that's okay too. We'll ask you, Calvin, since we've been asking everybody. Star Wars Visions, did you watch it? What did you think if you did?
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, I watched that last night and the night before, just kind of watched it all. Some really stinking good stories, some really, really good content. Some, sorry if you like them, but just some absolute trash. There was one episode, and I won't say it because I know a lot of people actually really like it. But
no, you can say it. We've all given our opinions on different stuff, what we liked and didn't like. So go ahead. Which one?
The twins one. Oh,
see, Loki loved that one. Yeah,
that was they took all the worst elements of anime and
that was Dragon Ball Z, baby. You love it.
It was like someone watched Star Wars while they were stoned out of their mind, and then someone told them to retell it the next day, and that's what happened. Sorry, Loki. I did not like it. My favorite, just so I leave this on a positive note, was the I think it's called The Elder.
Number 7. Yep.
Oh my gosh! Just I would watch entire series, books, comics, everything on what that was, because it looked like, and I'm not sure, it looked like a couple hundred years after Darth Bane instituted the Rule of Two or something like that. And you actually just had Jedi doing exactly what we've been told Jedi always did, but we've never seen it, and that's just going around the galaxy peacekeeping.
Yeah.
The animation within itself was also really cool. Really liked the villain or whatever. And they even had kind of this whole philosophical thing that the real enemy is time. Absolutely wonderful. Some good, some bad.
What's really funny is that the studio who made the third one, the twins, also made that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
My trigger as well. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just different, different concept, different artists, different takes on it, because there's so many different styles of animation in Japan. If you look at anime that's out there now, I mean, I already know the studio by the way the characters are drawn and stuff. So, whether you watch One Piece or you watch Full Metal Alchemist or you watch any of these, I mean, they just look different. So, and I have a pretty good idea. I know which artists. When I'm watching them, My Hero Academia, I'm like, yep, I know which studio this is. And if I watch another anime that's from that studio, I'm like, yeah, I got a pretty good idea. But what's really cool about some of those is that they'll change their styles depending on the anime. It could be the same studio, but they'll do that too. So, just what the artist wants to do. So that's just a very interesting fact. Any other ones that stood out to you, Calvin?
I mean, I really liked I thought it was very Star Warsy, the plot twist of episodes 4 and 5.
Yeah, those are really sick.
I really liked
5
those.
was my favorite. Yeah.
Episodes 1 plot twist as well was really cool.
Oh my God, we just talked about that. That dude's lightsaber came out. I'm like, oh no, he didn't.
Well, he's like the Sith. He's like the Sith version of General Grievous. His whole existence is going around killing Sith or
He's a
Sith
Ronin.
wannabes or whatever. And
Yeah.
exactly. No, it was a very, very cool mix of the two things.
Yeah.
And there were just some other things that were my taste, like the band one. I didn't hate it, but it's like
a lot of people didn't like that one. I thought that one was kind of cute, So I mean,
it really shows like there's a lot more to anime than just what is like the mainstream anime? Is it Shogun or something like that?
Shonen is the fight
Shonen.
ones, but the big ones are, as I was mentioning earlier, Shonen is your fight ones. Your isekai is, traveling to another world. You have your fantasy ones, straight up fantasy. You have your slice of life ones. There's some that combine those and are your comedies. A good example of that is Konosuba, one of my favorite ones of all time, where it's an isekai, but it's a straight up comedy. One of the funniest ones ever. Same thing like Devil's a Part-Timer. It takes different genres, like, and mixes them in. So you can't. They'll usually get a title like what kind it is, but it doesn't really encapsulate. Especially a lot of animes that have come out recently. There's a lot of cross. Someone will do like Devil's a Part-Timer is an isekai, reverse isekai, but it's also definitely slice of life, but it's also a comedy. So it's got all those aspects, and I think those are. You just have to kind of understand the words and what they go for in Japan with those. So, but yeah, that second one was definitely slice of life. There's no doubt about that.
And that's okay. Like that is anime. Like anime, like I was saying, it's more than just the shonen variety. So
yeah.
Not for me. I won't watch it again probably, but I like that it's there.
Yeah, it just gives you a different perspective and different ideas and stuff. So yeah. All right, let's get to some more questions. Let's see here. Marwill says, question, where is Scout Trooper? I don't know. I've been begging for a Scout Trooper for a couple. I keep saying, hey, I bet you Scout Trooper's coming soon. Nope. I just gave up on it. I don't know. Anybody where's Scout Trooper? I don't know. I don't think any of us know. We were all throwing our hands up like, I don't know. Do you know?
Hey, I don't know if or when we get him, but I really feel like it was a kind of a missed opportunity to give us him with the Imperial Remnant faction. Like he was totally there, and he is totally a support character. Like I feel like their priorities are probably on Galactic Legends, so that's whatever. But I feel like that was money lost.
They could still come out. I mean, it's still...
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so it still could be a character. I mean, we don't know what they've got coming out for marquees or anything like that to round out some of these factions, especially with the GLs and stuff like Vader. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Great question. We don't have any kind of idea. So, all right. Next question. The engineer, choo-choo, says question... I saw the Grinsey session and was wondering if you already have some good defense teams in mind and plan for GA against devs. Just yes or no, they're watching. Oh, yes, I do. Me and the GAC Whisperer have been practicing. I know Grid's, he's ready to rock and roll. So we're coming correct, man. We got to represent. As soon as we get the announcements and stuff, we're practicing. That's why I've been doing in my GACs is me and Thanovich just been practicing and just talking about, there's been some that we've just done speed runs and I'm just going as fast as I can. He's got the next team and we're just going. But there's some other things where it's like, let's talk about, in the future, what do we, let's try this counter, like the other day I did, just to try it out, just to get my hands wet with it. Imperial Troopers versus Bad Batch. Now, ideally, I would use something else and put the trooper somewhere else. Like it was another team that would have been more ideal. But, CLS versus Gas and some of these other things we've just been practicing. Although CLS versus Gas did not go well yesterday. It's really weird. I'd won 5 straight against Gas with CLS, and yesterday, bad RNG, baby. I was like, damn, we had that thing in the bag, and all of a sudden, nope. And then, Bad Batch versus Grievous is one where we've been practicing that, and it kicks its ass. But then I had, again, not this last round, but the previous round, Grievous was in the red. I had it all lined up. AoE from one of the Bad Batch. Didn't hit Grievous. I was like, uh-oh. And then I did another AoE to kill him. Completely dodged it. And then he went bananas, and we lost that round, so that fight. I was like, damn it. Why do I get all the dodges and crap? This is baloney. So yeah, and I don't know if Grid's talked about it, Heinze, about anything he's doing for the devs content creator, because I know he's going to be with Cubs as his wingman.
Yeah. I haven't spoken to him about it too much. I know he's excited about it. We got some more info about it last night, which is cool. So yeah, you're gonna have what, a 30-minute window to attack, if I'm right?
No,
Something
20
like
minutes.
that.
20
So,
minutes to
20 minutes.
yeah.
20 minutes to attack.
20
so
minutes
that's
to
gonna be
view,
pretty
20
cool.
minutes to attack. So
Yeah, you
we'll
guys,
set up.
it's going to be a fair bit of. There's a fair bit of smack talk that's going to be allowed. So you guys are going to go head to head on the smack talk front. So
yeah.
you're going to have a ball. You're going to have a ball.
Yeah, we have 20 minutes to score as many points as we can. So it's not it's a totally different. In all seriousness, it's just for fun because it's not a real gauge to like how good you are in GAC. It's just like how many points can you score in a match, in a round. So this seems like the fairest way. We'll all have the same teams, all the same gear. We'll all have the same mods and stuff.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they're setting a special server for this, and so. It's this, you go in, whoever you get matched up against. I think they're working on the matchmaking, because that's going to be the thing. It's supposed to be 4 dev teams versus 4 content creator teams. I know the 3 content creator teams, the 4th one has not been announced yet, and I don't know what it is. But
what are the other ones? Because I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, it's me and the GAC Whisper Thane. It's going to be Cubs and Grid, and then it's going to be Gom and T Money for Operation Metaverse, are the 3 that I know about. So
they get auto.
Yeah, they picked the top fighters here, man. I mean, Cubs is good, but I mean Grid is. If you look at the GA Center that I do with Nev, I mean, me and Grid were both top 5 in Division 2 last season, and then Gom won Division 1 last season. So I mean, good luck to the devs, man, because we know our stuff. We're all like, about to be 1 million lifetime GAC score, banners and stuff like that. So, we've been doing this a lot. We know what we're doing, and good luck to them. We're not going to take it easy. We are going to come at them hard, man. And so yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I don't know who the 4th person is that has been announced, but I'm sure it'll get announced here soon who that's going to be. So. All right.
We're definitely gonna have a DDoS button just so they win.
Crud said that last night. It's like, well, if I face you, Ranger, I'm just gonna cheat. I'm like, oh, you bastard. I start losing. It's like, wait a minute. I can't be. Why is everything dodging?
Like the Kylo Ren in the Rey event.
Yeah. It's like, what is this? What's happening? Let's see here. Next question. Psycho jumps this question. I'm at 6.2 million GP, 1 GL. I'm almost executed ready. Nice. This is better to next round out my AB squads to low relic or start work towards next GL free to play pace. This is a great question. I mean, you're finishing an executor. Do you work on your A and B squads to low relic or start working toward another GL? I mean, you're at 6.2 million. That's got me a little concerned,
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd be going GL. Yeah.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, it's so we always say, if you're going to go for GLs, that's great. But in between, I always say work on a team that you really want to do, that one that's fun for you, but like they'll add some to your roster, like Imperial Troopers or Rebel Fighters. Just something along the lines that you can use in GAC and other places that'll help you out. Not just in GAC, but like Conquest. There's other teams that you have to use. You can, if like you haven't worked on Darth Revan, go work on Darth Revan. Get that team, or Gas or something along those lines. Your A and B teams. Troopers are really fantastic. Bounty Hunters are really fantastic. Mod Mothma is really fantastic. Am I Geonosians are gross on offense. Suck on defense because they can easily kill them. But am I missing anything, guys? I mean,
no. I think what I'd recommend is it depends on what legend you're going after. Go to the .gg page and get the gear list on what you need for that galactic legend when you unlock it, right?
Yeah.
And slow farm whatever else you want to do on the side. So if there's a piece that you're not going to need for that legend or that requirement, then chuck it on something else and just slow farm it progressively so that when you unlock the GL, you're already on the way to unlocking the other AB ones to the relic level that you want.
Yeah. Anybody else suggestions? GL, AB teams? What do you?
Yeah, I would definitely go Galactic Legend. Kind of like the other guys were saying. I'm at this almost exact GP range. I'm at 6.2, 6.3. I have 3 Galactic Legends, and I can't really take. I can take a very small handful of characters to low relics without affecting my matchmaking. So what I'm afraid you'll end up doing is if you go and try to low relic these other A and B squads, they're going to get into your matchmaking, and then you're going to end up getting guys with multiple Galactic Legends while you only have 1. So I would definitely go for another Galactic Legend, like Heinz was saying. Like, figure out which one you're closest to or whichever one you want. Get all the gear ready and then have at it.
All right. Loki is so quiet, says Lorelai. That's the sexy Buddha way, man. He's calm, cool, and collected.
I'm doing my GW right
You
now.
son of a. Mm-hmm. All right. Next question then. Let me look here. Sorry, I'm doing my 900 things. Let's see here. What else? 3 question for Visions, no spoilers. What do you think about the guy who went to the place about the thing and met the other person they battled? I'm going to move on. What else? 3. Shame on you. Well, I thought the thing was pretty good until he touched the stuff, and then the stuff got out of hand, and then then things happened. All right.
To be honest, I feel like you could, like, what he said, it basically sums up the Elder episode.
That's actually not wrong. Oh, let's not get into spoilers. What else? 3 more legitimate question. It says, question: do you think Relic 9 was postponed due to the Conquest backlash? What do you think, Calvin? I'm gonna go around and ask. I mean,
I do love the conspiracy theories about this type of stuff. But like, CG, like, no offense, I love them, but they get things late all the time. Like that's like the universal joke and the meme in the community of like soon TM or August. Like, no, I do not think they're holding on Relic 9 because Conquest had backlash. I think they're holding off on Relic 9 because it wasn't ready, or they weren't able to test something, or they weren't able to get the numbers right. Like, they do things late. Like, it's in their MO. So yeah, that's my thought on it.
Yeah, I'm in the know, so I'm gonna abstain from this question. What do you think, Gaming Geek? Do you think there's a conspiracy? Put your tinfoil hat on.
Honestly, I don't understand how they could get it late. It's literally just it's adding 5%, adding +5 to every stat you get when you relic something.
We don't think it is, though. It's they specifically said it's going to be modified for tanks, so there's going to be other stats involved than just what they did with the other relics.
Then I'm not sure.
Heinz, any thoughts?
No, yeah, I think that there could be a mix of a few things. Certainly, it's too soon anyway to introduce Relic 9, in my opinion. I've been saying this for quite some time.
Yeah.
With that being said, certainly the Conquest issues that they've been having lately has been of a negative nature in the community, and I think that they've been aware of that as well. But I think that they've probably been working through game balance changes with the Relic 9 to make sure that when they do release them, they're not stuffed and there's a problem with them, or they're broken. Because if they do finally release Relic 9 after everything we've had lately and they're not performing properly, they're not tuned, oh, mate, can you imagine? It'd be pitchforks and, torch and pitchfork stuff. It really would. So I don't care how long Relic 9 takes. I hope it's still a while yet. But when it comes out, it's got to be right. It has to be right. Because if it's not tuned right, there's going to be a huge amount of problems. Yeah. Certainly.
I agree. And me and Loki, yeah. All right.
What's the question again? Sorry.
It's about Relic 9 and
what is it? What's the question, though?
Why do you think it's
delayed? Backlash on what?
Why do you think it was delayed? Do you think it's because of backlash and stuff? And
I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I
do know what's going on with Relic 9. I can't say a damn thing about it.
No, I want to just, I don't know, the backlash. So I mean, I'll talk on the backlash. Yeah. I mean, what's the backlash though? Is it just
from Conquest,
the time consumption or whatever? Or
well, just the Conquest. The reason that the people are saying that it's delayed is because of Conquest, because of the backlash on Conquest, and the negative feelings toward that they're holding.
So I mean, I can speak on like like I'm seeing a lot of players selling their accounts, right? But I don't think it's just because of Conquest.
No.
I think when they dropped Conquest changes, there were they dropped everything else on us, right? Like they dropped Executor, they dropped
Lord Vader.
Yeah, so I mean,
combination. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I think this round of Conquest is actually the worst. And it feels like there's no backlash in my opinion. Them moving feats around, that's stupid what they did. And they're, and I nobody said anything, which is actually funny. So maybe the community doesn't care anymore, but I had a plan to knock out, like, in Heinz, we streamed and we were like, okay, we can knock out 6 feats with this one team, and then surprise, they move the feet somewhere else, so you can't do that, right? To me, that's BS right there, and that's not a bug. They meant to do that because it's the feedback we gave them. It's it is what it is, but I don't know. I mean, I think there was a release date for Relic 9, and I think they're sticking to it, and it's just not right now. I'll just say that. I mean, I don't think there's any backlash, though, in my opinion. Not any more than it came out, but again, my point to all this is, I think this Conquest is the worst one out of all of them.
Yeah,
and nobody's saying anything, which is funny. So I don't know if they fucked with us or whatever, if you want to call it that, but it's just weird.
The changes on the because that threw me off a little bit too, because I was like, wait a minute,
those are big changes when they shuffle those? Shuffle those feats around,
Yeah, because I was looking at that, like I had a game plan too. I mean, I think what we did is, we went through it the first time, and we're being a lot more efficient with it the second time because, we know, like, you got to get those scavenger for that frenzy feed, and we expected, other than the RNG of the teams you get along the way, we knew the mini bosses and stuff. We knew, like, Sector 5. I had a game plan, and it's working out really well. But yeah, that threw me for a loop, where I'm like, okay, I was gonna do this in this sector, but I guess I have to do it in this sector.
Right.
And I don't know why they moved it either. It didn't make sense to me,
And I don't know why the community's not mad about that. Honestly, I haven't seen as many posts. Unless the complainers are the ones that quit, and that's fine.
I think
whatever.
Well, I don't think the reason there's not so much backlash on that specifically is because there's just been backlash, period, on just Conquest. There's been a buttload of backlash on Conquest, and so I think it's just kind of gotten all.
It's just a dead horse by this point.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it's like one more.
But doesn't
thing.
that worry you more? Because it's a dead. And I agree with you, Calvin. Like, it's a dead horse. But then now they're like sneaking in more stuff, and it's like, okay, they're already upset. Let's just drop the hammer, right? And everybody's tired already, and
I mean, that's kind of what they do with the nerfs. They didn't just like
weird,
slowly
right?
nerf 1 or 2. They did like 16 at the same time, just to the community will get angry once, and then they'll get over it.
Yeah, I mean, everything that's been said about Conquest has been said about Conquest. Them moving a feat from one sector to the other is not as important to me as the other stuff that's really wrong with Conquest, in my opinion. The energy is a problem. The RNG on the disc, I ended up getting 3 purple discs. Someone that was doing it at the same level that I am got none. I mean,
I got none.
Yeah,
I got none this round.
Yeah,
I
got no Tuscans. I
didn't get them before. Yeah. Like, I think the original 6. I think I got purple disc 3 times. I never get them.
I got 3 this round, man, and I picked up 2 of them. But I was like, damn, but the thing that I didn't get, I only got 1 the entire time I was going through, was the focus defense. So I only had 1 protection regen one. Now someone else got a buttload of them. I'm like, that's got to get, the RNG on that stuff needs to change a little bit. I think the teams along the way need to be consistent so people can pick paths along the way, because there are certain teams that you can use and do these feats with. I think the 14 feats need to go. It's repetitive, it's boring, it's monotonous. The other feats I'm fine with, because you can knock out all those feats along the way. It's just like, kill this many or do this a certain amount of times. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to use teams and I can do that. That's fine. But doing the same battle like with Geonosians or with Night Sisters and Bounty Hunters, and I can do it. It's so repetitive. I hate doing it.
Or just reduce it to a number like reasonable. Like no. I mean, like, even with like the whole stamina thing, you're not going to be able to take your Geonosians and beat every single team on the board. Like, make it 5 times. Like,
Yeah,
because that doesn't even reward the deep roster. Like our 7 Geonosians will only take so many battles.
Yeah, I mean, you have to break those up in chunks, and you have to plan that out. And I think the other thing that's the biggest problem with Conquest is the time sink. Too much time committed for this, and we talked about this when we were on your stream, Heinze, and we've talked about this in other streams here. People, Thane said it the best. People that spend a lot of money in this game do it to reduce the amount of time that they have to be in this game. They love the game, they want to do it, but you're talking like heart surgeons and stuff like this that spent like $50,000, $100,000 in this game. They have the discretionary income. They get all the cool stuff and all the toys, and they want to be able to, play the game when they want to play it. I mean, they're not worried about TWs or GACs or raids, because they can go in there whenever. They know when it's going to be. They can plan for it. And they can commit that time. But Conquest is a whole nother animal. And this has really turned them off. Is that they don't have hours to spend each day working on Conquest, and you really have to spend hours each day working on Conquest. I do it on the lunch stream where we do nothing but Conquest. And especially if you're trying to get the high loot box, you've got to commit, and even then, I mean, I'm not spending the hundreds, and I'm going to get it done this time because I was able to be more efficient, but it's still 50 crystals, right? And then, and then that starts turning other players because they don't have 50 crystals 3 times to be spending, because they don't get, they're mid-tier players. They're like, Psycho and everybody else is like 6 million, I mean, they're limited by the number of teams and stuff. So there's just they need to pull back on Conquest. So the fact that they changed one feat to another, I was like, okay, that's shiesty, but there's bigger issues on the horizon with Conquest that need to be fixed. I don't care about that crap. I care about them like changing this stuff, man. These data discs need to be more consistent. The teams need to be more consistent. They need to change the energy, what we're doing. Pull back some of these feats. So please, God, I don't want to do this anymore after this. I'm gonna get through this one. I'm going to get through the next one, and I'm hoping to God that this changes, because if it doesn't, I think we're all going to basically lose our minds, because I can't spend this much time on this shit.
I'll just end it on this one.
Go for it, brother.
At least for me, but no, if they're going to do this, and this is a point I brought up on a few streams, was if they're going to do this sort of new content where it's a time sink for whatever, and there's Maul and Cat and good tunes behind these game modes, they need to kill some of the old game modes, because
agree.
It's like what you said, there's going to be a time sink. They need to pick 3 or 4 main game modes, whatever they are, and then they need to kill all the rest of them and stop putting sim buttons everywhere. Because that just tells me when they put a sim button on something, they don't care about it anymore.
Yeah.
And then take those rewards and put them in the daily 600s or help us out in that way. Like, I'm not saying take the awards away. I'm just saying you can kill that time sink, whether it's 10 minutes to half hour, whatever, and put it in the daily 600 loot box or something. Like, help us out. Cause I feel like, I think a majority of the community wants new content, but we don't want time sinking content. We want fun content. Right. Yeah. And if they come out with another Super Conquest 2 mode, right, or some kind of other game mode, that's another time sink, it's going to be the same thing. And now you're going to have Conquest, and you're going to have GAC, and you're going to have Territory Battle, and you're going to have your daily 600, and you're going to have Territory War, and then you're going to have another game mode, and then you have raids, and it's like, it's just, they're just going to keep piling on all this new content that's time consuming and not taking away the old stuff that doesn't matter anymore, in my opinion. So
yeah, I mean, the thing is with Conquest, if it was super fun, I wouldn't care about the times. I'd be like, I'm having a blast, but I'm not. It feels like work. I feel like it's a job. I'm doing this, it's part of my.
I'm doing it right now, man. I got to do it.
Right? I know. I did it. I mean, I was doing it during Heinze's stream last night. I mean, I was sitting there like, I got to get some of these battles done. So in the background, I'm sitting there doing Conquest with the Geonosians. It's like, Jesus Christ, just constantly having to do it.
I think a lot of us sort of play this game as a bit of an escape from reality sometimes.
Yeah.
Just to do our thing and just do something different and take our mind off it all, and to have so many elements of real life where obviously there are things that, as you said, like it's a chore and it's work and it's grindy. People don't play games to do that. They can do that in real life. So we certainly want to remove a lot of those aspects of it and make it just a little bit more fun and enjoyable, because at the end of the day, it is a game.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that can be forgotten. So
absolutely, man. I mean, trust me, I'll binge games, man. There's been tons of games that I was having so much fun with that, you know, I mean, I would sit there for hours just doing it. I don't mind that, but when it's this kind of grindy, repetitive stuff, it's like, Jesus, I gotta do another bounty hunter battle. God bless America, man. Oh God, now I have to go do the Night Sister one. Oh God, it's like I'm just sitting there. I'm literally just sitting here doing it, and I'm listening to like a show or something on YouTube. That's how engaging it is, you know. So it's like, good God and gravy. Throw me a freaking bone, Scott. Ugh,
I actually had a question for you, Ranger. Since
Yes.
you said you're in the know, after Relic 9 comes out, are you able to answer that person's question about what kept it waiting, or what delayed it?
No,
Okay.
that's not my job. That's Crumb and them's their job, right? So,
Got it.
you know, I don't, you know, if he wants to come on and discuss it with us, or if he makes a comment, I always, when it comes to that kind of stuff, I let CG say what they're going to say on it, and then I'll react to it. Look, you'll do the same thing. So let's see what they say, and then we'll react to it. But we never get into anything that we do when we're with the test stuff. So
That's fair.
Yeah. So as we always say, don't ask me and Loki stuff about what's out there, what we're working on, or anything like that. We're not going to tell you. We're just going to be like, sorry, can't. You know, we're not going to discuss it. You know, and it's just the way it's got to be. So, sorry. No leaking, no hints, no nothing. So, all right, let's get to some more questions. Let's see here. Nightbot's being stupid. All right, come on, Nightbot. Marwell, will they release Leia as a GL? I'm afraid they won't do that because people already have geared up Resistance and Rebels for Jedi Master Luke Skywalker and Rey, so they won't earn that much money from it. Oh, I don't know. They'll make money off of any GL.
Oh, there's potential there. I mean, Ewoks, Rogue One, Akbar. There's a lot of money to be made with that.
3PO to Relic 9.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's plenty.
Yeah. But I said that the two GLs that I would like to see, that I think that they may do, and I don't know anything about this, is just me speculating, was the two that if I had to pick one, it was going to be Dad Bod Boba Fett and Mary Poppins Leia, you know, so. But I think we need some form of Leia that's, you know, either from Endor or from, you know, the sequel trilogy.
They could do the Luke treatment where they gave us like Jedi Knight Luke, who was pretty darn good, like not the meta, and then they gave us the meta, which is Jedi Master Luke. So with Leia, it could be the same thing.
I agree.
Here's Endor Leia. She's pretty good. And then 6 months later, they're like, all right, here's Galactic Legends Leia. Here's your new meta.
Yeah, you know, and then but you want a dark side counterpart, and I thought Boba Fett, give us Dad Bod Boba Fett. It totally works for me as a GL. You know, for scoundrels and bounty hunters, give them a GL as well.
Fennec as like a marquee character for him as well.
Yep.
Yeah, Book of Bubba's coming soon. I'm sure we're gonna get some characters released from that.
We'll get a ton. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, just like with any of the series, we'll get maybe one or two right as the series getting ready to launch from the previous season, and then we'll maybe get some more while the season's happening. It's just the way they do it. They did the same thing with the run up to Bad Batch. Although Bad Batch was different, they just put them, you know, they introduced all the characters, but they got released at different times. So, all right, Darsign 1972 question for Hoinsey.
Yes, sir.
With Conquest going too far of a grind, what do you anticipate CG will do once these three rounds of conquests go? These 3 rounds of conquests are over. Great to see you, Hoinsey. Long live Australia.
Mwah. Love you too, brother. Yeah, look. As far as specifics, it's hard to tell at the moment. I think that they know, from the discussion we had last night, they know that we're not happy about it, and we definitely want changes. They're definitely going to go down the track of finding things that are more fun, less of these 14 battles sort of things, more challenges, I think, of using different characters and different combinations would be great. You know, the smuggler feats are pretty cool, trying to find a combination that works there. As an example, that's pretty fun. I think that'd be great. Data discs, you know, let's get a few that turbocharge, or why not even get a data disk that only works once? Like your deployable cooling systems, you can muck around for one battle or something. It's not going to affect your overall run. But something like that would be really fun again, wouldn't it? I mean, I know that it was broken, and I know that it was just ridiculous. And look, we know all that. We do. But you can't deny that when you're using Tarkin, you're getting like 150 million stacks of bloody Emperor's Trap. Or whatever it was. You can't tell me you can't tell me that wasn't fun. It damn well was. It was hilarious. And we thought, how funny is this? And that's the way it should be. I'm not saying it has to be every battle, but at least putting elements of that in there somewhere, here and there, so that doesn't feel as much of a chore as it currently is. The best way to do that, obviously, I don't have that answer, but I think that that's the direction they should be going. Just sort of isolated little fun moments in there,
Yeah, I agree. All right. Darsign, question for Loki. I saw the Wednesday night stream and I agree GAC is stale now. What would you do to bring any new excitement to this game mode?
I don't know. I hate GAC, man. I hate GAC in my bracket because I always fight the same people and I always fight guild mates or I fight guys from the top Maw guilds. Like, that's all I fight. There's several million, thousands other players I could fight and they match me up with the same people all the time. To answer your question, they need to fix the matchmaking and do something. They need to do a true win-loss, in my opinion. Like, it's misleading when you look at Division 1 and who's at the top of Kyber because it's based on their GP and where they settled and they get easier matchups than others. And you never see the undefeateds fight the undefeateds. So it's a misleading leaderboard. I think they should have the undefeateds fight the undefeateds. I don't care if there's a difference in GP, but that's a true leaderboard in my opinion. And they need to fix that because there's no point moving up. There's no point bloating your GP or even increasing in the game. If the end game is you're going to fight the same 8 people all the time. I think it's dumb.
Yeah,
that's
I agree.
I'll leave it at that.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm with you on that, brother.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it's different for me, and I know it's different for you, Calvin, because we get matched up with different people all the time. Although I did finally got to face someone again, second round that I faced the first round. I don't know how that happened, but that was the first time that's ever happened for me, in the same GAC. So, but we do get a much more diverse grouping of different people all the time, Calvin, in Division 3 and 2.
That's very GP dependent. Like I feel like sorry to Loki, but like I have the perfect sweet spot. Like I have 3 Galactic Legends and there's 6 in the game. So I'm constantly getting this kind of revolving door of people with a different roster. Like today, my opponent has SWGOH. The one that from yesterday or the other day had Jedi Master Kenobi and SWGOH, and the one after is probably gonna have Rey and JML. Like it's consistently very different for me.
Yeah. What do you think? I'm interested in Calvin because you never lose. of each division having a winner take all kind of thing, where the undefeateds play the undefeateds.
I would think it would be really cool if we could do that. Maybe like one time, or they could switch it up. I wouldn't want to entirely change the game mode, but like maybe say like, all right, we're gonna put the standard GAC on hold for this month. We're gonna do this other thing.
Sure.
And what they could do, I don't know if I would want to see how large of a scale, but just for the entire month, instead of having an 8-person bracket, having like a 64-person bracket or whatever. So literally the person who makes it to the top of that has to be, there's only one undefeated there. And also take out feats for that, because at that point we're really capitalizing on who's winning and who's losing. So yeah, take out feats and maybe even take out banners entirely. Just make it entirely driven on win-loss and put people in like 128 or 64 brackets or whatever the number is.
I like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right. Any Gaming Geek, Heinze, thoughts?
Yeah, I get what Loki's saying, but I sort of feel like he's backed himself into a corner by maxing out his account because you're only being matched up against people with similar GP like that.
No, I'm not.
No, he's not.
What's happening?
No.
So just to be clear, what's happening in my bubble of Division 1 is there's like 3 Division 1s. There's the Division 1 that is 7.9 mil to like 8.4, right? Or something like that. I'm just going to speculate. There's another division that is like 8.5 to 9.1. And then there's the one that is like 9.2 to 10.4, 10.5, right? And so the problem is I'm magically in the high end, let's just say Division 1A. I'll just call it that. I am magically in the lower bubble of that. And I am stuck there now. So I am being penalized and I'm not fighting other why even be in Division 1 if you're only going to fight guys with like 9.2 to 10.4? Like, that makes no sense to me. So you're basically creating subdivisions in Division 1. I don't know what it is in the other divisions, but I'm going to assume it's the same. It's just there's a lot more of players that are stuck or in the bubbles. And to your point, Gaming Geek, is yes, there's less players at the top, but whether I beat somebody 4 times in a row, I still face them, which makes no sense to me. I don't.
It's definitely a Division 1 thing. Like the other divisions just have way more people in them.
Yeah, and what I hate too is I hate fighting guildmates. I'll just be honest, because why do I want to fight my guildmates? We use the same strategies. We use the same. It's like fighting a mirror match. And it, again, there's several Maw guilds. There's Shadowland guilds. There's Japan Alliance. There's really other top guilds that I want to fight players from, and I can never draw them, unfortunately. So, one thing to add to the question is, can I pick? I'd like to pick my opponent. So I'm going to lean on the content creator versus dev thing. Is, they are setting up a some kind of a system right now, right? And they're going to put these people, these accounts in the game. So I want to be able to have something like that where, let's say at 2 p.m. Pacific, when we lock in for GAC, it would be cool to pick from a pool of 10 players, right? And then I can just pick my opponent from the 10 players, because I don't want to keep fighting the same guy, and I don't want to fight guildmates, right? So give us that kind of flexibility, and I think those are all good. But right now, like, for me, GAC is what it is. The fighting is fine. The battles and everything, the banner system, I think, is fine in my opinion, but it's that whole setup right there where it doesn't matter. Like, I could lose this round. I'll probably get matched up with 3 of the same people from the same bracket. So it's just, it's frustrating.
All right.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
No, it's okay. That's a good
No. It's not directed toward you. It's just weird. Like, and that's the thing is, why does, people that hear this or see this, why would you even want to, make your roster heavier? Like, why would you even do it if this is the end game?
Yeah.
It's not like other game modes where it's like, hey, if I do well, I get these cool rewards. Well, no, it's like what you just mentioned right now is I'm being penalized for maxing out my roster, which shouldn't be the case.
All right. Good stuff. All right, let's get through some more questions. The engineer says, question, my favorite anime is Akira. I haven't seen Visions yet, but is it better? That's a hard thing because Akira's a classic. It's just, there are aspects, there are definitely some of the episodes, I think, in Visions that are on that level. That's how good they were. Some are not even close to Akira. But just watch it. I think it's definitely worth it. Just watch it, and you can make your own judgment call of like what you think.
I don't think you could really easily compare it to any like normal anime, though.
No, you can't. You can get the style, you can kind of get the feels and stuff, but that's about it. It's really kind of its own thing. Yeah. Darth Despot says, question, if you were behind on GLs, I'm still missing seeing Lord Vader. Would you work towards them or hoard prefer for the next big thing? That's a great question. My philosophy is work on what's in front of you. Don't think about what's going to possibly come in the future. That's when you get in trouble. What do you think, Heinze?
I second that motion. Yeah. Stop worrying about what's ahead of you, and just, if you know the character's good and it's going to work well in your roster and it's achievable, then go for it. Because the one that comes down the track might need certain specific characters that you haven't got. So then you've stashed all this stuff up. You haven't got a Galactic Legend in the meantime, and that one's not going to work for your roster. So if there's a Galactic Legend that's there currently in the game that's a good fit for your roster, then go after it. You don't have to go a million miles an hour, but start working towards it. Yeah. And if you're worried that a Galactic Legend is going to be better down the track, or the requirements are going to be easier, then just don't actually unlock the character and put all the gear on it. Save all that at the last minute and find out what this new legend is, and then make your decision.
Yeah.
But that's you can kind of hedge your bets that way by not actually investing the gear into it and unlocking it yet, if you're not 100% sure. But look, you can, we don't know when the next legend's going to be, guys. There will be one. There's no doubt, one or two. It's going to happen, but we don't know Whether it's going to be better, whether it's going to be worse, it's going to be even. I mean, they're making a point of them all being even these days to an extent. So if they're all even, why wait for another even one 6 months down the track when you could have one now? It could be making a difference to your performance.
Yeah, I agree. Anybody else thoughts on this?
I feel like that's what happened with me. I was preparing too far ahead of time, and I blew
And
my
I
roster.
course corrected that shit. I'll tell you that right now. I was like, no.
That definitely helped a lot.
Yes. Yeah, and I do that. I mean, I'm locked in. I don't care. I mean, for me on my account, I'm finishing the last requirements I need to get Lord Vader, but I'm kind of pacing myself out. I'm not in a rush to get Lord Vader because I'm waiting to kind of unlock in this about the same time I get Maul, so that it's all one big thing. And then I've got Cam in the next light side TB that's going to be unlocked. So I've got 3 characters that I'm all taking to Relic 8 that I got to work on. So I don't care what else comes out. Marquee ships, I don't care. It'll be secondary. I'm staying on target. I've always done that with my account. It's like once I get locked in on something and commit, I'm doing that. And I've already committed that once I get that stuff done, I'm going to go work on my Rebel Fighter faction because I really like the Mon Mothma team. I think it's fantastic on offense. So I'm going to go get that team, up and running with Scout, Pow, and Biston. They're all right there. I just need to take them to Relic, and then I'll be good, So I also want to work on getting Akbar done because I want to have the Rebel fleet as well, since I have all these other characters and ships that are mid-tier Relic already. So
something as well with the Galactic Legends guys, just something to consider. And when you've got one, you'll know what I mean. They're really fun to play with. I mean, they really are. So when you go in there, and if you got, I've got all 6 of them. So I know, when you unlock them and when you get Sith Eternal and you hit the go button and everyone disappears, that is fun as hell. I don't care what anyone says, right? If you've got Jedi, when you got General Kenobi and you got Cat doing a one-shot whackety whack, 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 and they're taking, 10 turns at a time, it's really fun. Yeah. So don't hold back and not enjoy the game, because you might find the character is really, really fun to muck around with too. And that might actually make you enjoy the game more. That's the other thing.
It's one of my 2 favorite teams is Bounty Hunters and Imperial Troopers. I love the GLs. I have fun with them, but I mean, there's nothing better than pimp slapping somebody with Dark Trooper, and there's nothing more satisfying than disintegrating someone that is like, oh, Malik. Oh, you thought you were going to do something there, buddy.
Taking out Galactic Legend Ray with the Sith Eternal whack. It's fun. I don't care what anyone.
Sick. It's just so.
I don't care what anyone says.
So yeah, I don't stay static in the game. It's organic for me. It's just I pick I pick my target and I'm going to stick with it. I don't care what comes out between now and whenever. I'm going to finish Lord Vader, Maul, and Cam. Those will be awesome characters for my account. It's a lot of farming. I've got 4 characters left to Relic. It's just dinky pieces for these Relic 12, to get to the Relic 0. But yeah, I'm staying on target. I've got the Relic pieces. Relic ain't going to be a problem. I got plenty of Relic 8 material. It's just, getting these characters locked and loaded, and and then I have to work about gear on Vader once I get them unlocked, Maul and Cam. That's going to be the priority. So, and you just do the same thing. You pick like, what am I going to work on? Once you do, stick to it. We've done a lot of roster reviews, and we've seen people where they're all over the place, and it's like, no, let's lock it in a little bit. You get all this stuff, but nothing, but none of it's locked in. It's all over the map, So just kind of think of it in those terms. The engineer question: would it be cool with the dev GAC that they lose because of a game freeze? Oh man, did your game crash? Oh no, 1A.
I want the buttons to disappear, man.
The DDoS button.
Yeah, the button disappears like it did for Loki. Oh god.
Oh wow, can you imagine?
I want them to pick the wrong team when they're picking the team, and then they're going in and we picked the wrong team.
Yeah.
Comes like, oops, what happened?
Nathan H. question: should I take my troopers to Relic 5 for the crank, or should I only focus on GL requirements? But it's hard not to say go get troopers. I just talked about how much I love them. They're for so Crankor?
Good. For Crankor?
For a Crankor team, or should they just focus on GL requirements? I mean, if you're already getting good scores in the Crankor, I mean,
I wouldn't do them for Crankor.
No, I do them because they're just a sick ass team and a lot of stuff, man. And
what are you getting with Crankor on those now? Like what? 2 million, 3 million?
Yeah, in phase 2 and 3, just go in there and you can get a high score with the just constantly pimp slapping with Dark Trooper. I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one, Nathan H. I don't know. depending on how many GLs you have. I mean, if you have SLKR, if you have Jam Master Kenobi, or you have a couple of GLs, you're going to get decent scores in Crane Core. I wouldn't work on your roster. If the only time we tell you work on GLs if you are not, you don't have any, you're trying to, the raids are a great place to get, loot, the gear and stuff that you need. So once you get a couple of those for the raid, then if you want to go work on another team because you need to break up the monotony of working on GLs, which we all understand, then that's fine. Go get your bounty hunter team out that you want to run, or troopers or rebel fighter, whatever it is. I don't care. But do it because it'll help your roster in other aspects, not just the raids. Nathan H says, question: I do not have many tenacity mods. Should tenacity for CLS squad be my highest priority? Tenacity for CLS, I would say the only one you need to worry about is Chewbacca. I changed his mods from what I had to just all tenacity and have high tenacity on him, so that mainly, if I think what you're talking about here, Nathan H, is the gas counter, and so you want high tenacity on Chewie so he doesn't get dazed, and then you can get constantly colonists from Chewie, so you can burn down gas and yeah. So, but I don't think the other characters need it.
No, I agree with Nathan. Who asked that question?
Nathan.
Sorry.
Nathan.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the gas counter. So the problem with the gas counter now is everybody, at least on the upper divisions, they're modding their echoes for like 120 or 130% potency, and then if they can get that grenade off and stun your Chupio and 3PO, that whole team goes to crap. So,
right.
I in my opinion, I want to say tenacity is probably the second most important on CLS.
Yep.
Check my GG, because I think I have 113 tenacity with 9,500 offense and then like 312 speed. And for me, I can dodge. So, I'll go out on a limb here and kind of speculate, but I feel like because CLS shares his tenacity with the rest of the group, if your droids get stunned for whatever reason, it feels like with a higher tenacity CLS, the duration of that stun is less. And I just noticed that again when I fight gas. That's why I don't switch stances with CLS either, right? So you keep the tenacity up. But again, he shares the stats, and then like what Ranger said, you have Chewbacca sharing the stats. And if you can pop your two droids out of stun ASAP, then you can kind of stabilize again and continue beating gas, in my opinion. So I don't know, Calvin, what do you think? I mean, I know 3v3, it's king. It's still good to do a tenacity build on CLS.
No, yeah, I actually have my CLS modded the exact same way as yours. He's over 300 speed. If you can get a tenacity set and the tenacity primary on the cross, you're golden. Like that's awesome. That gets him well above 100%. On the secondaries would be cool too. And then 40% of that goes to Chewbacca, so he's going to be a lot harder to stun now. And a little bit of that is also going to be going to Chewbacca, so he's going to be less likely to get dazed. Back to Ranger's point, though, I do have my Chewbacca modded for 160% tenacity as well. So he, unless they modded their gas for potency, he's not landing the daze. And I think that's huge, particularly in the gas counter. But also, if you leave these guys on defense, it doesn't entirely screw it up, but it makes the Grievous counter more RNG dependent. Because they can't land the target locks right out the gate. They have to at least get one or two hits off before they can build the potency for it. I would not put tenacity on any of the other three characters.
You can't. You need the damage because you got to burn with that team, right? So it's one of those balancing acts, right?
They all need different stats. Like even Chewbacca, like I really like potency on him so that blind lands.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, I'm with you on that. So Chewbacca, we call that thing Chupio, Chewbacca.
He's got like 16 names.
Yeah, I know, right?
But yeah, Chewbacca for sure. And then get some on CLS. I've never really seen a full blown tenacity CLS. It's probably not bad, but I do like the offense set on him.
Yeah, I got the offense set on him.
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah, offense and tenacity.
Offense and tenacity. I think that's the way to go.
All right. Let's see here. Nathan H. question: why should players spend money when CG can nerf anything? I put so much effort into getting Jedi Knight Luke. I mean, the nerfs. Let's talk about these.
It's a big question.
Yeah, but he's still a good character.
He's
still an amazing character.
Yeah. Well, he's just not a galactic legend killer like he was before.
He still is. He still kills
SLKR.
Yeah, still kicks the crap out of SLKR. No problems.
I'll take it back. I'm sorry. No, you're right. What am I talking about? Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, he's still a good character. I mean, if you've still got a character that takes down Galactic Legends post nerf, that's great. I mean, that's not a bad situation. Still does the work. And he's still fantastic used anywhere else in the game.
Oh, he's gross. I mean, the nerfs that really hit hardest, right, was in my opinion, was the Vader stuff. Vader's nerfs were way too much. And then Watt, the attack tech is like, it's still good against lower teams, but I mean, you just can't use Vader.
He still has uses, but he's not turning the character who... No. Like Vader, who was essentially free, he was then killing Galactic Legend. Like Vader requires no investment, which is, I think, the big issue with him.
Right, and then the other one was Thrawn, his fracture on GLs. But Thrawn anywhere else is still Thrawn. I mean, you fracture something, it's like, okay, winning. Like I used them the other day against Gas. It's like fracture Gas, suck it. You're not a GL. Sit there, turd. It's like, oh, I had Jedi Knight Luke, fracture, suck it, it's like, kiss my ass, they do have their uses. They're not as good as they were but I think Gas is still really good. Gas
just different use.
Different use, and Jedi Knight Luke is still, I think he hits harder. I mean, I'm using him in just all kinds of different ways. I never see SLKR on defense. If I did, you bet your ass I'd be in there with my Jedi Knight Rev and Luke team. But I go in there against teams all the time. Hermit Yoda and Luke. Just burn them down. I mean, Luke's going to kick their ass, so.
Oh, and I mean, it feels like they really, they wanted to kill the ignored defense on him, but they really didn't want him to not kill anything that he used to kill before, because they gave him true damage against tanks. And true damage is ignoring defense.
Yeah, they still made him. I mean, everyone still uses him, and this is the point. I'm sorry, I got caught up. It's really late over here, guys, so I do apologize.
No, trust me, I'm in a haze. We both are in a haze after last night.
But everyone is still using him. He's still a viable character. He's not something that sits on the shelf, not used anymore. Everyone is still using him consistently. And yet, would we like him the way he was previously? Of course we would. But it could have been a heck of a lot worse, where he's a character now that is just absolutely useless. It's not to that level. He's just not doing what he was before. And whether we like it or not, we have to adapt to it. And that's just one of those situations that, there's nothing we can do to change it. It ain't going back to the way it was. So we're just going to accept it.
And this gets into spending. Should we spend money? That's a judgment.
A personal decision.
Yeah, it's up to you. If you're not happy, then don't spend, and I respect it. If you do, then you spend. I'm not spending as much just because I don't need to right now. I'm in a good position. I do spend. I'll get a pack here and there. Like the $9.99 with the energy and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's a good pack. Let me get that. Or, if I need some crystals for something, I'll do it. But I mean, for the most part, I'm like, I'm in this place where it's like, the only thing a pack I would buy is mainly for high level gear when I get Cam, Maul, and Vader. I'll spend some money to get them done quicker. Because I'm going to need, goddamn Chirotex out the ass. But, but I mean, that's totally judgment. If you're not happy, don't spend. I mean, that's just a consumer right. If you are, spend.
I'm a spender, right? I mean, I'm a spender. We know this, okay? That's what I do, and that's totally my choice, and I don't condone it to anyone else. That's the way I want to play the game, and that's it. We all know this. I've talked about this before, and I'm more than happy to come forward and say that. That's fine.
And that's awesome. Thank you.
But I've got no problem with that, and that's cool. That's my decision, and that's that. But one thing is that we can look at the negatives like that and say, why would I spend? Because they're going to change my character here. I went out a while ago, and just for fun, because I really liked him, I went out and spent a lot of my resources and took Dark Trooper up to Relic 7 at the time, now Relic 8, because I wanted to. Now look at him. He's taken down Darth Rev, and I'm having a lot of fun with him. He's just a really, really enjoyable character. But that was my choice. I did all the stuff for Piet. I love my bounty hunters. I invested into the bounty hunters because I enjoyed them. I got executed because I did it a while ago. that was my choice. So it goes both ways. It's easy to say, why would I spend because I'll change it? There's so many other situations that you do invest and it ends up paying off down the line. But that's just a luck thing.
But that's a game thing. The Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is no different than World of Warcraft or any other game I've played where they've changed or nerfed or done stuff for the health of the game.
I've played games that are worse than this. Played a lot of games that are worse than this.
I mean, I remember some, some changes once in WoW that I was like, damn, that just totally changed my whole thing. But you just adapt to it. Now, if you don't like it, you don't have to spend. I mean, it's just, and people will respect that decision.
Yep.
But you have to make that call yourself. If you think the changes are poopy and you don't like it, and why should you invest if they're going to change something? One, you don't know what they're going to change, and I play it the way it is. Like, I've already made the investment. By that time, I've already gotten a lot of value out of the investment at that point as well. So if they change it, then okay, I'll adapt. But that's, you just have to make that call yourself. So all right,
play the game the way you want.
Yeah. Nathan H. question: has anyone else been surprised at how good relic Jawas are in Conquest? They almost beat Darth Revan. Jawas, man.
I love my Jawas.
They're a fun team. A long way before I invest in those suckers, though. My goodness,
it's so fun. I love my Jawas.
The thermal detonator mod.
Yes, indeed.
Oh.
God. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just getting caught up here. Nathan H. got a lot of questions today. He's on fire. Nathan H. question: does it hurt SWGOH that there are mobile games that take much less effort and don't lead to as much burnout? That's a very subjective thing.
There are games that take more.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's subjective. Like I do feel like the black sheep here, but I'm not burnt out at all.
I'm not either.
Star Wars or even Conquest. Like I'm still that one weirdo that enjoys it.
I don't enjoy Conquest, but it's kind of like, mod depression for me. It's like I do it because it's going to lead to funner stuff that I'll get to play with later on, right? So I hate mods. I despise mods, but I work on them religiously twice a day at least, because I'm like, well, I do this painful stuff so I can, when I go GGAC and other things, I've got sick mods and sick characters that I can go have fun with in those events. So that's kind of how I look at Conquest. But yeah, if you love it, I mean, hey, I get it. There's actually some fun stuff in Conquest. Some of the fights are fun, and there's some aspects that I enjoy, but the grindy aspect kind of just wears me down. But it's like, okay, cool, I got to do this. I hate it, but it'll lead to happier days for Ranger. Happier days for all of us. Hugs and kisses for all. Nathan H. question: how much does it hurt SWGOH that CG rarely buffs the older characters that have no use due to power creep? Good question. What do you guys think?
What was the question again?
How much does it hurt SWGOH that CG rarely buffs the older characters that have no use due to power creep?
I mean, I don't think it does. I mean, if they can't make money on reworking an older character with a newer character, kind of like they did with Royal Guard and Lord Vader, then the game is going to profit and the game is going to continue. So it doesn't.
Yeah.
Crumb talked about this last night a bit, Ranger, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because we brought that up because we talked about filling out the remnants and, in the Tuscans and stuff like that. We actually brought that up in the conversation. And he said, look, they want to do them, but they don't have viable reasons to do them at the moment. There's no reason to do them just for fun. They have to have a reason to be able to do it and integrate them into a way that people will invest in it and actually make it worthwhile. So the way I read that is that unless they're a requirement for another character or if there's an event coming up that you would need them for that they'd be viable in, then they'd probably look at filling them out. But at this point in time, they're only, they're focusing obviously on the new stuff and new game modes, and they're working pretty hard on that at this point.
Yeah, and some characters, I mean, that you think don't have uses, a lot of them do. I mean, we did it yesterday in GAC, man. Rose Tico, man, goddamn, that I've been using her last couple times on the Resistance team just because one was out of just a joke. I'm like, okay, let's use Rose Tico, blah blah blah. Man, she kicks ass, dude. Rose Tico was kicking ass. It was ridiculous. I didn't know what to do. I was like, get the hell out of here. It's like, Mace sucks, but I'll tell you what, Mace under General Master Kenobi has his purpose. He's going to take the hit, and he's, I've used him against other GLs. I put him in there as a sacrificial lamb for, Cat.
Yeah. Yeah, I use it.
But in other teams, I mean, he sat there and taking hits like a boss. I'm like, look, you go, Mace, take those hits. He's like, you live, buddy.
I use Rose twice a week to, get a munch for the Rancor in about phase 2.
Yeah, I do that as well. Don't get things twisted. I didn't say she was fabulous. No. But there's some characters I don't give a shit if they ever do anything with. Cup. Sorry, don't care. Mob Enforcer. Sorry, I don't care. Jedi Guardian. Generic random character, I don't care. Now, some of the named Jedi, I'd like to see them do some stuff with, especially those that are on the Jedi Council, like Luminara, Plo, and Qui-Gon, and some of those. I mean, they could always rework it. I think it's a balance act. You rework characters at the same time you're introducing new ones, but again, it has to make sense. So
they just did Royal Guard, and he's fantastic.
He's
now.
sick good.
But you really need to spend on Lord Vader to get the full use out of him, which is fine.
Sure.
Like that's cool. That's a reason.
That's my point. That's what I'm getting at. I mean, they're only going to do it if there's a reason or if there's a slot that it fits in to make another team more viable. They're not just going to do it for fun or just for the sake of it. So Royal Guard has been a really cool little adjustment, and it needed it because no one used him. Now everyone's using him. So you're going to get those along the way, but they're just not going to do every faction and square them out. They're going to need a reason to.
All right. Nathan H has just got he is on fire. I'm gonna get to some other folks here. Nathan H. Appreciate all your questions. Mustang Grid is on fire, man. John Moran question: would they make Conquest similar to the Dark Dimension modes in MSF? No timer. Once you complete it, it gets a few days cool off before you can do it again. I'm not familiar with Marvel Strike Force. Does anybody know what he's talking about?
I believe it's a rolling type of conquest, if I'm right.
Is that what it is? Yeah, I don't know.
Rolling. Yeah.
I
don't play it.
Yeah,
so
we don't know. I can't make it.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand it's quite a large time sink as well.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like
I think it's like journey guide kind of thing where the event's always there.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and then you can just do it at your own pace.
That would be okay. I would be okay with that. Playtar question. Morning all. When do y'all think they will release the next Conquest character? Soon. I mean, we're going to get through this Conquest, and then we're going to be in October. We'll get the next one. Probably sometime in October we'll get an announcement for what's going to be the next thing on the horizon, right? Kind of how they've been doing it.
When's the road ahead? Isn't it
should be in
next
October.
Week, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, whenever they not
October next week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we'll get through this one. We'll get to the third Conquest 9, and usually I want to say, if not at the end, toward the end of that, or sometime right after that, as we get ready for November, where they start the new Conquest, which I'm hoping will be on time. They'll announce the next ship or character that they're going to introduce, so that'll be cool. Psycho Drums question: suggestions for Conquest. Eliminate the crate box rewards and give individual rewards for different feats, so we can choose which feats matter to our needs.
I was gonna say earlier that I think a cool thing would be if they don't want to get rid of the time crunch, just give me a shard of a galactic legend at the end or something, just one shard to make it all worth it.
Yeah, that could be. Instead of the boxes, per feats and how far you advance is how much you get. I don't know. I mean, I guess they could do some stuff like that. It's an interesting idea, Psycho. Sean McCroner, hey, what's going on? It's this question. I'm unlocking C soon. Modding advice. Well, it's this old thing called tons and tons and tons of health, or you're going to be very unhappy. Loki, Cal, I don't know. Do you have C? I don't know if you have C. Heinze, anybody that has C?
I can help. So yeah, speed and health I've got on him. A lot of speed secondaries where possible, but yeah, a lot of health. All the health primaries where possible. I've got him at about 157k health at the moment. So I've got him pretty.
What do you got him at?
157.
Oh man, that's awful, dude.
It's low.
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. So
you're happy with that?
10,000, man.
Yeah.
Yep. So having fun with that.
Over 9,000.
So
I've got some nice damage on him as well. So I think his special damage is sitting at 14k. So yeah, I'm having.
So if you're gonna use him, it depends how you're gonna use him, right? If you're gonna counter super high offense Ray with Cat and Watt and whatever, right? he's gonna need like 200 plus, I think, 1,000 health. I don't think speed matters in my opinion. If you're gonna use him for offense against Rey, if you're gonna use him for offense against Lord Vader, which is kind of where I pivoted to already a little bit, you are gonna need the damage, like what you said, Heinze. So I do agree with you with that modding style. But you still need a little bit more health, I think, in my opinion, because the Lord Vader, you basically time out. That's a timeout team. But you have him. That's 2 annihilates off of C, to try to kill Royal Guard. Because Royal Guard's just stupid now. Yeah. He just heals all the time. But yeah, I mean, there's I guess 2 builds, Heinze. I guess we can say that.
No, it's no wrong answer.
You can do the crit damage triangle on C or put some offense on him, but it just really depends. If you're gonna throw him on defense, I think defense you need the same build as you would with Lord Vader. So I think
his comp matters more than his modding on defense.
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah, possibly. There's different modding styles, but I mean I think he's really good on offense. Especially against the new Rey teams, and until they fix the cat bug, then it's I think people are still gonna do Rey cat until that bug's gone. So unfortunately.
All right. Let's see another question here. Nathan H. question: how would you personally rate the GL in order of usefulness?
Ooh.
Oh boy, that's a tough one.
That's a really big question.
It'd be interesting to get people's thoughts. So let's go through each of them. How we would.
Well, it's so situational, like depending on where you're at in the game, what your focus is. Do you include Rex?
Galactic Legends in order of usefulness. So I would say Kenobi's kind of the tops at the moment. Anybody? I agree with that. His usefulness is everywhere. In Arena, in GAC, in Raids, in TW, in TB. He is a monster in TB. I enjoy being able to go to Phase 4 now and beat that mission with GR. I love all the GR missions now because it's like, I have Kenobi, you lose. That's really nice. And Cat. After that, it's kind of open for discussion. I mean, Lord Vader, we're seeing that he does really well in raids. He's doing quite well in raids. There's Sith raid. He can. Someone did a video of him soloing. Really powerful character. I think he's like right below Kenobi. We don't have Maul with him yet, but as I said on your stream last night, Heinze, if you got Ultimate Vader and you don't have Maul yet, that dude is still sick as hell against everybody but Kenobi Cat. He kicks that ass, and even then, you can still beat Kenobi Cat. It's still possible. Yeah. So he's quite good. Then it's kind of open for discussion because I think that SLKR I would rank 3rd. Because he's still SLKR. After that, it's open to interpretation. I would put
JML before SLKR just because of LSTB. Like if you get JML, True. That means you have 2 fully locked and loaded 4v4 4/4s for every phase between the Jedi Knight Luke comp and the CLS comp.
Yeah, that's very true. Again,
like no other Galactic Legend gets you that good of a. Even JMK doesn't get you that good of a of LSTB teams.
Well, you're mainly using him in the GR missions. I get 4/4s and stuff with that team, but no, I see your point about the Jedi missions too are really poopalicious. It's good to have Luke and Luke in there because it just makes it so much easier. Rey I would say Rey would be my number 4 because she's super badass in Lightside TB. She sucks in raids. That's her only downfall, but she is the queen of GAC. She really is. Rey, I face so many people that do not have Rey, and it gives them nothing but gas in there. And I mean, literal gas. I mean, burps and farts are flowing out of them trying to figure out how to beat this thing, especially when you add her with some like the teams we talked about with a Cat, or you put armor in there with Hermit Yoda. In 3s, I always run the Hermit Yoda R2-D2 team with her, and people just have no answer. I mean, Kenobi's there now and you can take her out easily with Kenobi, but you're having to use Kenobi against her, so she's pretty damn good. C is great on offense. He's a great arena climbing character. He's super badass on offense in GAC. I think he's the best, most versatile character for offense because you can use him in so many different ways on offense. And then Jedi Master Luke, and people shit on Jedi Master Luke and his ultimate. I don't know what you're talking about when you talk about Jedi Master Luke. We just talked about how Calvin's, just how good he is in Lightside TB. He sucks in raids, but he is a badass in GASA too. I use him all the time against tunes. Now, I mean, C hard counters him, but you can still beat it. But like raid teams, Jedi Master Luke, Kenobi, you could run the arena team with him and get, especially against Rey. I get to his ultimate and just burn her ass down. It's like, I don't care what you got in there, you're going to die. And if they've got Cat in there, I'm like, okay, you're not going to kill JML with Cat. Go ahead and you do your annihilate, and I'm just going to get to my ultimate and I'm just going to burn you down quick as hell. So Jedi Master Luke definitely has its uses, but this is so subjective what you would rank them in their importance. I don't think there's any wrong answer. I think Kenobi and Lord Vader are the tops, maybe SLK right after that, but you could say JML is the third, or whoever you want, and I don't think there's a wrong answer. But you guys, like, anything else you want to add about GLs and usefulness or anything like that?
I think that whilst they have their own independent, different ways and mechanisms of working, a Galactic Legend overall, they're pretty even anyway. So you can't really go wrong with either. No. They are useful in different areas. They're still useful in all areas, but some are just that little bit better in others in different game modes. But overall, you're not going to be disappointed in any Galactic Legend one way or another, because it's still going to get some viability and use out of all of them. They're not going to sit on the bench. You're going to use them. So can't really go wrong.
Yeah. Let's see here. God. What else? 33. Why don't you put a Zeta on your kick-ass Rose? It's not like you're saving them for Lord Vader. I am saving them for Lord Vader. I just don't. I feel so gross. I will probably put the Zeta on her, but I'm going to use that as a charity thing. I'll raise money for charity. If you want to see me put that on Rose, then we'll raise some money for the American Cancer Society. To win for everybody. T minus 1717 question. Which squad should I take to Relic next? Jawas, Ewoks, Phoenix, Rogue One, or the solo movie tunes? Out of all those, what do you guys think? Which one would you do? I think everyone's going to say Jawas, because
Jawas are great. I love my Jawas. They're really cool. I
was waiting for this to come. As soon as I saw Jawas, I was like,
yeah. I've got all of mine at Relic 5 at the moment. I have a ball with them. I get about, I think, 10 to 12% in C-Pit in Phase 1 with them, with Rey. It's just watching the detonators blow up and people just pop off and disappear. It's really fun. I really like the Jawas. I've got a soft spot.
And when you have to fight them in Conquest just because you get hosed,
they're I'll take the banners away.
Yeah. In Conquest, man, that team, they get loose, and then you're just like, God damn! Like you're like, oh boy, they're evil. They're evil little turds, man.
Yep.
Like, you better go in there with a Galactic Legend, because you're gonna get destroyed, man. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Snoochie Boochies, what's going on, Snoochie Boochies? This question: without going into 2-paragraph diatribe, is there a solution to the shard coordination to block players from reaching as high as they can? Like, maybe you can just max 5 attempts. What? Without going into 2-paragraph diatribe, is there a solution to the shard coordination to block players from reaching as high as they can?
The shard mafias.
Yeah, so
you can't control people do outside of the game.
No.
That's the one sentence answer for me.
Yeah. You can't. Shards are different. Mine, we're very accepting, as long as you want to, we're fine with rotating. If you're a newer player and you climb up, you got the team, hey, come on in, rotate. I'm totally fine with it. But there are ass clowns out there that think they're privileged, because we've been here the longest. I'm like, no, that's not how the game works. But this, I always say this, without going to a diatribe. If you get people like that and they don't want to play ball, make their life hell. Snipe that ass. If you try to reach out and they don't want to play ball, then nail them, and then either they're going to have to accept you, or they won't. Calvin's awesome statement stands. You just can't control people. Let's see. Are there any other questions? Coming up to the end of the Jedi Academy, but let's see if we can get a question or two in here. I'll let everybody pimp their stuff here. Nathan H's question: Oh, just this more of a statement. It says, "Panel, you're all galactic legends and superstars." Well, thank you. That's a very nice statement to say. So that's it. I think we got all the questions. Way to go, guys! We did it. We did a great job. We did it. And now me and Heinz can go into a coma because, good God and gravy, I'm tired. Dear God, jeez, we're up late and hungover. So I'm about to go get some more rest.
It was fun.
It was worth it. It was totally worth it. Had a blast last night.
Yeah.
All right, so let's let everybody pimp their stuff and let's get the hell on out of here. Now, just as a programming note before I let these guys to pimp is hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you guys for joining. If you need anything, you can hit me up in Discord or Discord links down below. If you'd like to really support us, you can become a Patreon sponsor. And do me a favor, as these guys are pimping their stuff, visit their sites, watch their videos. At the minimum, it does show a little support. These guys come here on a Saturday morning to come answer your questions, on their own time and their own dime. So show them some love, watch their videos, watch their content, support them when you can. We're one community, and we like to say that's a great way to say thank you to them, is just doing that kind of stuff. And if you like their content, support them more. So nobody here is going to be upset if you donate to their cause. I mean, we'll be more than happy to take moolah. So, all right, we'll go in order here. Heinzie!
Yes.
Where can folks check you out?
Galactic Legend Heinzie on Twitch, Heinzie on YouTube. And for anyone that missed it last night and wants to catch up on the Crumb chat, can I give you a link to pop in chat if you don't mind, Ranger?
Go pop it in, buddy.
So,
it should be. You should be able to pop it in. If not, I'll do it.
I don't think so. The first 20 minutes, guys, is just a bit of a warm up round, some chats, but we get into the nitty gritty. So stick with it. There's some really, really good answers of questions you really want to hear. So get after it and check it out. It's a lot of fun. I've just pinged it to you now, Ranger, if you want to drop it in there.
I'm already ahead of you, brother.
Thank you.
Right with you, Porkins. All right. Gaming Geek.
I'm just taking a break from streaming right now. You guys can just find me here sometimes.
Yeah, come hang out. Yeah. Just chilling, drinking a bud, doing college life. Sir Loki, you can find with me all the time doing RSG stuff. I'm very excited. I got my my box, Loki's. There it is for the deck. The deck's here, so I'm just waiting for my other stuff to come in, which will eventually get here, Loki. But my Darth Vader Match of the Gathering mat to play on is going to be another week or two. So I'm like, you sons of, damn it! When I order from the Malaysia or something, damn it. And then Calvin Awesome, where can folks check you out at?
You can check me out on Twitch, Calvin_awesome. I stream primarily my GACs every Sunday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, pretty much right after the round opens. And then I will also be streaming today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also for GAC, yeah.
Do it. Come on, go watch his channel. He's undefeated. He never loses. I can tell you, Nev is super stoked that you and Mort moved up because... But then I'm like, yeah, but you still got Boma sitting there, man. That dude or heathen.
Yep.
Those dudes never lose.
Oh, and man. he's got his Galactic Legend now, so he shouldn't get stonewalled nearly as much.
No, so I'm like, Nev can't get a break. I mean, I'm in Division 2, and it's like there's like 20 people in there, and I'm just like, okay. I finished like 5 or 6 last season. I'm happy with that. I just don't care. This is craziness. All right. So for programming note tonight, we'll be back on Twitch at 8 Eastern, 7 Central for some Dungeons and Dragons. I DM a game, 5th edition Wild Mount campaign for all you geeks like me that loves Dungeons and Dragons. So come check that out. People really enjoy it. And I'm trying to get Finn to upload those quicker to YouTube, although everything gets flagged on YouTube now. I hate YouTube sometimes so much. It's so stupid. And then Monday we'll be back for some more Conquest. What I'm going to try to do with my Conquest is I pretty much just have to, this weekend I'm going to get all the other feats done, so that Monday the only thing I need to do to get the red crate is just we can go do the boss fights and talk about what are the strategies for each of these. We did that the other day with Kenobi. We did the different teams for that, how to beat that, and to get the max team. We actually used Clone Wars Chewbacca lead to get that defense up one. That was fantastic.
I loved that. That was so fun.
Yeah. So we'll do some more stuff like that. I mean, there's certain teams and stuff that we'll answer for you that I don't mind showing. That, like we gave the Treya Mandalorian one that you can use against Geonosians, where that's a really easy way to get the kills for Mandalorians. What else? Bad Batch, you know, and the Geonosians in Sector 5 against, you know, the Phoenix team, the mini boss. You know, you fight that to get the, you know, the kills for Bad Batch, and then the Geonosian, you can use that node to knock it out. It's perfect, and you don't need high level characters to do that. And then we'll go through some of the other ones and the other teams as we go through that. You might like, what team do you want to use here, and strategies like that. So, all right, thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe. With that, we're going to, from myself and the entire Academy, thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your day. If we don't see you tonight, we'll see you when we see you. Peace out. Love you. And we'll see you soon.